This might be hard to hear, but it may explain more than you think. Don't walk into 2026 with daddy issues dragging behind you. See, underneath the slang of daddy issues, what you're really looking at is how early bonds with caregivers shape the way you attach to people, how your inner world forms around what love, safety, and authority felt like in your home, and how culture taught you to see your father and yourself as a daughter. This is where attachment theory and psychodynamic thinking come in. Attachment is how your body learned to do relationships. Attachment theory, made popular by John Bowlby, explains how your first emotional bonds with caregivers set a pattern for your later life. These bonds usually fall into four patterns. Secure, where you felt seen, soothed, and protected most of the time. You learned my needs matter and people show up. Then there's anxious, where love was unpredictable. You learned I have to clean, perform, or fix things so people don't leave. Then there's avoidant. Care felt distant, cold, or shaming. So you learned I'm safer if I don't need anyone. And then there's disorganized. The same person was both comfort and danger. So you learned I want closeness and I'm terrified of it all at the same time. For daughters, a father or a father figure is a key part of that early wiring. A steady, engaged father can help build safety, worth, and trust. An absent, inconsistent, or neglectful father can make it harder to feel safe, worthy, or secure with others. That early pattern does not have to define you forever, but it does explain a lot. Psychodynamic theory looks at how those early relationships become part of your inner world. So your father's voice and behavior can turn into the way you talk to yourself, or what you believe you deserve, or how you handle guilt, shame, and conflict, or what you think love is supposed to feel like. A critical or shaming father can become a harsh inner critic. A checked out father can become a belief like my needs are too much, or I'm in the way, or I'm on my own. A charming double life father can leave you doubting your own perception. See, Freud's original ideas are not the blueprint here, but the core point does stand. Early parental relationships carry heavy weight on how our minds, our morals, and our identity is formed. But culture also plays a role. Those are the stories that you were told. Like daddy issues also sit inside of a cultural story. Messages like a good father provides, so don't complain. A good daughter keeps quiet and respects her dad no matter what. Family business stays in the family. See, these narratives can shut down your awareness of harm. They make you feel guilty for naming what you went through. And they twist your sense of what is normal or acceptable in relationships. So your personal experience, your psychology, and your culture all interact. That mix shapes how your father wound shows up today. But this is what healing requires. If your relationship with your father was painful, confusing, or lacking, healing includes seeing the past clearly, not just the sugar-coated version, not the others had it worse version. Honest reflections on what happened, how it made you feel, and what you had to become to survive it. You'll have to grieve what you didn't get, letting yourself mourn the father you needed but didn't have, the safety, protection, or affirmation you missed, and the childhood roles you carried way too early. Grief gives your body and your heart space to move forward. You'll have to practice self-compassion, sis. You'll have to shift from what's wrong with me to my reactions make sense based on what I lived through. Treating yourself with care you never received is not selfish. It's repair. You'll have to reparent yourself. Become the inner parent you needed. That means you have to start speaking to yourself with respect, setting boundaries that are keeping you safe, encouraging yourself instead of tearing yourself down, listening to your needs instead of ignoring them. Then you're going to have to write a new story. Your old story sounded like, I'm too much, I'm not enough, love always leaves. But your new story sounds like, what happened to me matters, but it does not define me. I can learn to choose healthier relationships. I have agency, resilience, and the ability to change patterns. You are not erasing the past. You are changing what it means for your future. Daddy issues may be a messy phrase, but it points to a very real impact of father-daughter relationships on a daughter's emotional life. Looking at that impact through attachment, inner psychology, and culture lets us move from shaming to understanding. And with that understanding plus support, therapy if available, and consistent self-care, you can start building relationships that are safer, healthier, and more aligned with who you are becoming, not just what you survived. So here's why I say, don't walk into 2026 with daddy issues dragging behind you. This is your moment to say, once and for all, I will tell the truth. So what does that actually mean? So hey y'all, I'm Delores. I'm a daughter with daddy issues, and I'm also a daughter of discernment. Both are true, but only one gets to lead me into this new year. And you might be feeling the same tension. On the outside, oh, you're grown. You're capable. You're handling your business. But on the inside, there is still a little girl who wasn't protected. The little girl who wasn't believed. And the little girl who learned to stay quiet to survive. You've carried her throughout every year of your life. But the question is, are you going to drag those unspoken wounds into 2026 again? Or are you going to tell the truth? When I say don't walk into 2026 with daddy issues dragging behind you, I'm not shaming you. I am naming what happens when you refuse to face your father wound. You make 2026 promises with 1996 pain. You set goals with the same old patterns. You ask God for new while you're still clinging to what is killing you. Daddy issues dragging behind you looks like saying yes when you want to say no. Chasing people who keep rejecting you. Distrusting kindness but tolerating chaos. Calling it loyalty when it's really fear. You say you want peace, but you keep protecting the story that broke you. That's what has to change. So what does it mean to tell the truth, daughter? It means you stop performing and you start acknowledging. There are 3 layers of truth you need in 2026. There are 3 layers of truth you need in 2026. Truth about what happened, truth about how it shaped you, and truth about what you will no longer allow. So let's walk through each of those. The first one, truth about what happened. This is not the sugar-coated version. This is not the other people had it worse version. This is not the he was a man of God, so I can't say anything version. This is the plain version. He wasn't there, or he was there, but he was cruel, or he was charming in public and harmful in private, or he ignored you, or he sexualized you, or he used God and guilt to control you. You don't have to say it online. You don't have to say it to him. But you do have to say it to yourself. This is what I went through. This is real. You can't heal a lie. You can only heal what you are willing to name. Second, truth about how it shaped you. We like to act like we've moved on. But your life tells the truth your mouth refuses to speak. How did that relationship with your father shape you? Be honest. Did it teach you to beg for love? Did it teach you to expect abandonment? Did it teach you to stay quiet, to stay safe? Did it teach you that your needs are the problem? Did it teach you that men are gods and daughters are props? Daughter, look at your life. The way you pick partners. The way you handle conflict. The way you treat yourself in the mirror. The way you show up at work and church. Those are all receipts. This is not about blame. This is about understanding the script you were handed. Because if you don't see the script, you will keep acting it out in every relationship. Truth about what you will no longer allow. 2026 cannot just be a new number on the calendar. It has to be a new standard in your spirit. You cannot control your father. You cannot rewrite your childhood. You cannot make people apologize. But you can decide, I will no longer let my father's voice be louder than God's voice. I will no longer call dysfunction family. I will no longer sacrifice my sanity for access to people. I will no longer stay in spaces where my discernment is punished. See, telling the truth sounds like, I love you, but I will not keep lying to myself to stay connected to you. I was hurt. It shaped me. And now I am responsible for healing me. My father may have started this story, but he will not write the ending. That is a level of truth that changes a year. How do you start now that 2026 is here? You don't need a perfect healing plan. You need honest first steps. So here's a few. Take one quiet hour and write what really happened. What really happened in your childhood without editing. Circle the patterns you still see in your life right now. Pray and ask, where am I still protecting what wounded me? Then choose one boundary that reflects the truth you've been avoiding. And it might be limiting conversations with a parent who constantly tears you down, or stepping back from a church that protects abusers over victims, or ending a relationship that keeps replaying your father wound. Small act, big shift. Because with every honest step, you are telling your nervous system, we are not that powerless little girl anymore. We are not trapped in that house anymore. We are allowed to protect ourselves now. So daughter, hear me. You deserve for 2026 to be clearer, calmer, more honest, more aligned with truth than with image. You will still be healing. You will still have to do the work, but you will not have to drag denial into another year. So just make this declaration with me. I'm not walking into 26 with daddy issues dragging behind me. I will tell the truth about my story. Tell the truth about my pain. Tell the truth about my patterns. Tell the truth about my worth. Your father helped shape your beginning, but your truth will shape your next chapter. But you have to step over that line and let truth walk with you in 2026. Leave the silence, the pretending, and the old scripts behind you. So if this stirs something in you, sit with it, journal it, talk to one safe person about it, and in the comments, tell me what hit you the most. And share this with a daughter who needs to know she's not crazy, she's discerning. And remember, you are important to me, and I need you to survive. Bye-bye for now.